guys. So it has been a very, very long time since I have posted anything really on the blog, on YouTube, on anything. Um, so I'm sorry about that. I am currently in grad school for dietetics, and it's a little bit hectic and crazy, and I work two jobs, and I've just been very, very busy. So I apologize, but here I am. I also apologize that I look like a mess now, but this is kind of just what I look like all the time. um, so I'll give you a little background information on what's been going on. So I started training and working out with a trainer here where I live now. And it honestly was something that I just thought I would do and try to lose like 10 pounds and call it a day, and I would have been happy with that. And that was kind of my goal. And I mean, I've always had a long-term goal of like, I want to lose 40 or 50 pounds, but I'd never even thought that that was possible. It was just kind of a long-term, far-off goal. And we've been hardcore working out since, I want to say, around Thanksgiving, so end of November, December-ish. And as of right now, I've lost 20 pounds, give or take, on a good day when I'm not, filled up with a lot of food. But it's honestly been one of the greatest things ever working with my trainer here. I love her to death, and she has helped me in so many different ways, not even just fitness, but just in life in general. Like, there's just this overall feeling of having a goal and never really being able to achieve it to the point that you don't think you're able to, and then to crush that goal, it just gives you such a sense of pride, and it kind of makes you feel invincible, like you can do anything and you can achieve that goal. Especially with my PCOS and the type of journey I've had in the past, I had gotten to the point where I just didn't think that I could really manage living a healthy life and still being happy. Like, I thought it was going to be, you have to eat brown rice and broccoli and chicken every single day in order to lose weight, because that's what I had to do in the past to achieve my results. And what it really came down to was the fact that I wasn't fueling my body efficiently with the correct portion sizes of my macros, and your macros are your proteins, carbs, and fats, and I didn't know that. And it kind of sounds silly, especially since I'm going to school for nutrition and for dietetics, that I would have no idea that I wasn't fueling my body appropriately. But sometimes we just get so caught up in what you see on social media and what you see other people doing, and you see other people's diets and things like that, and you're like, oh yeah, I can do that. And then you do it and it doesn't work for your body. Everyone's bodies are different. Everybody's bodies react differently to certain foods and certain training. And that's one thing I've definitely learned throughout this whole process, is that it's not going to be exactly the same for each person. And it's kind of trial and error. There's going to be weeks where we try to change up my macros and maybe I gain a pound, maybe I gain 2 pounds, God forbid. But then we figure it out and we try something else. And it's nice to have that faith in the program kind of thing, because in the past, if I had stepped on a scale at Weight Watchers and my weight was up 2 pounds, I would have been mortified, and I would have probably started hysterically crying in my car in the parking lot. And I would have been, terrified, like, oh my God, I'm going to gain back all of my weight and everything. And there are times now when I say to myself, like, what happens when, I'm not in school anymore and I have a full-time 9-to-5 job, and I have other responsibilities, and I'm not able to spend, 2 hours at the gym every day or to do all these things. I'm like, what happens then? Like, am I going to gain back all of this weight and all this work and progress that I've put into my body and into my life? And sometimes it scares me, and I'm like, oh my God, like what if that happens? What if I gain it all back? And then I have to remind myself that this is something I'm consciously deciding to do. I'm consciously making the effort to go to the gym and to make time for it and to make time for meal prep and all of those things that make up what you have to do in order to see progress. And I remind myself, if this is something I really want and this is something I want to keep doing and moving forward, then I will do it. Like I will make whatever adjustments necessary in my life and figure out a way to incorporate all the habits and activities I need to live a healthy life. And I think it was really liberating realizing that I have control over this. I have control over this journey and over my weight loss and over whenever I start a competition prep, like I am in control of that. And for the first time, I feel in control of my weight loss. It has always been something that I felt spiraled out of control, and I always felt like I gained weight and didn't have control over that. And I always felt like I was trying to lose weight and do all the right things, and I didn't have control over that. And I felt like my weight and food and everything incorporated with that ruled my life. And it's weird to think about that and to look back at how I felt then and how I feel now. I'm the same person, personality-wise, and, I didn't change. I still have all my friends and all my family, and my attitude towards life hasn't really changed. I still have the same values and things like that, but just my overall being, I'm just happier and I physically feel better. And there's just something so invigorating about setting goals and actually being able to crush them and having faith in yourself that you're capable. For years I would say, I can't do this, I can't do that, and I would make up excuses for myself. And I feel like a lot of people do that. We set limits for ourselves that we don't even see that we're doing it. And for years I set myself in this little box of what I was capable of doing. And I said, well, like I have PCOS, so it's hard to lose weight. Well, no shit, it's hard for everyone to lose weight. And yes, it is technically more difficult for people with PCOS to lose weight. But that doesn't mean that it's not possible. That doesn't mean that you can't find ways to make things work. Maybe it means you can't eat all the diet products that are out there, and you can't really have artificial sweeteners that often that other people can use to incorporate into their diet when they're on lower macros and such. So maybe it means you have to change things up a little bit, but that doesn't mean that it's impossible. And I think a lot of people underestimated my ability, and I even underestimated it. I had doctors telling me that I, had to lose weight. I had trainers telling me that they didn't think I was capable of doing different sorts of workouts just by looking at me. And, when people tell you that all the time, it kind of gets embedded into your head and you start thinking it about yourself. And one thing that my trainer has always done is she has never, and this is a good thing, she's never really underestimated my ability. Like when I'm tired, okay, you're tired, you're going to push through it. She's never said oh, take that last rep off, you've done enough work. There's no excuses in this game, and that's a good thing. I think I really needed someone to push me to my limits and push me past them so that I could realize that I'm capable of doing those things. When we first started, doing a box jump was the most terrifying thing on the planet for me. I just had this vision of me smashing my face into this box. And I literally said there, I was like, I don't think I can do this. I feel like I'm going to literally just wipe out. And she was like, no, you can do it. no excuses here. And just knowing that someone believed in me in that sense, now I don't enjoy doing box jumps, but I can do them and I can stand there and just do it on my own. And I don't, after you do it one time, you just consistently tell yourself, like, I've done this before, I can do it again. Or like when I'm running hit sprints and I'm like, I don't think I can go this fast, I'm going to go flying off of this freaking treadmill. But then I have to remind myself, you just did like 6 sets of this the other day and you didn't go flying off the treadmill. So clearly you're not going to go flying off now. Like sometimes you have to give yourself that tough love because no one else is going to do it for you. You have to be 100% invested into this goal because for the longest time I feel like I tried to lose weight and stuff because I was being told I had to. I was being told by doctors and specialists and just by society itself that I needed to lose weight and that's what I had to do. And I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready to take the plunge and to do it. And in the atmosphere that I lived at college, and what do people do at college? They go out, they party, they drink, they eat. Like, I am totally embarrassed to even tell you about what my habits were when I lived in college. Like, what I drank and what I ate on a daily basis. I don't even want to go into that. It's so mortifying to me looking back at it now. But that's what I was surrounded by, and that was my atmosphere. That was my life. And I don't think that I was ready to really alienate myself and do something different from the norm, from what I was used to. And that's fine. I wouldn't change my journey for anything. I wouldn't go back and do it differently because I learned from it. And I had a crazy fun senior year, so lots of good memories there. But like everything has its time and everything has its place, and that was a fun time for me. And now I'm in a new lifestyle and I'm enjoying it, and I'm doing it for me. I'm not doing it because my doctor said I had to. I'm not doing it to, prove someone wrong or to be like, hey, you were mean to me, but now look at how good I look. Like, I'm not doing it for those reasons. I'm doing it solely to make me happy. And that's really what matters. You can't start a journey for something based off of other people. You just can't, because you won't succeed. Unless you want it, you're not going to succeed. So that has just been something I learned. And just a little bit of information, I guess, on where I am with this journey. I am a few months maybe, I don't really remember how long ago, but my trainer does competition preps and the NPC bikini shows and things like that, and I'm still learning all about them and kind of getting to know how they work and stuff like that. But a few months ago I started thinking more and more about it. I started following different individuals on Instagram that take part in these shows and stuff, and I don't know, I just got more and more interested in it, and it just seemed so amazing. Like, for years I had this view of competitions like that, and I was just like, those people, like, I will never look like that. Once again, putting myself into a box, like, and, underestimating myself. But I was like, I can never do that. Those people just have really good genes. Like, I want to eat a cheeseburger and be happy. And then as I started this journey and I learned more about people that do competition prep, I learned that they also eat cheeseburgers. They eat just like everybody else does in the world. Most of them will do a competition prep and be very healthy about it. And that's the way that my trainer does her preps, and how whenever we start prep, we will be doing my prep that way as well, because, especially being someone that's going to school for nutrition, it's very important to me that whatever I do is healthy for my body and isn't going to be detrimental to my insides. But anywho, I started thinking about this whole competition prep, and it started to become something that pushed me during workouts. And I hadn't even told anyone that I was interested in this yet. Um, Partially because I still have that mental stigma of, you know, who, like, thinking that people are going to be like, who's that girl that thinks like she can do a prep? Or like when I wear my spandex shorts to the gym, I have this feeling that people are just like, who does this girl think she is that she can wear these spandex shorts to the gym? Like, look at her freaking cellulite on her legs. And then I'm just like, you know what? You're going to have to deal with the fact that I have cellulite on my legs because it's too hot in this gym right now and I'm not wearing pants to work out. So you're just going to have to deal with it. And if it bothers you that much, then stop staring at my legs. You know, like I just got to the point where I did not care anymore. So I was thinking more and more about it and I wasn't ready to tell anyone yet. And, it just gave me something to motivate me through workouts. If I was having a tough time with a set or with an amount of weight, I was just like, you know what? If you keep pushing, you know, one day you're going to be on that stage and you're going to look like those girls. Maybe not exactly like them, but you're going to be able to be on a stage with girls that look like that, which is just as amazing as looking like them, basically. Just the fact that you can be grouped into that category with them. And it just helped me push. It gave me something to look forward to and to have kind of a higher standard to hold myself to rather than just being like, hey, I want to look good for the beach in the summer. You know, this gave me something to really work towards. And so then I told a few of my really close friends first that I was considering doing this, and they were like, that's amazing. I think you can kill it. Like, you can crush it. You can totally do it. You know, and they were really supportive about it. And then I told my trainer, and I just like jokingly text her one day before one of my classes, and I was just like, hey, so I'm kind of thinking I want to do a competition, LOL. And she texted me back and was like, that's not funny at all. Like, I think you can do this. Like, you have the drive and the motivation to do it, and we're not there yet. Like, we still have work to do and macros to switch up and lose a little bit more weight before starting a prep, and there's a whole science to it and everything I can get into at another time. But literally just having her confidence in me and telling me like I had the dedication and the motivation to do it, that she saw it in me, and she's someone who knows prep and she knows all of these things like that I have no idea about. So just having someone tell you like you can do that and they know that you can do that, like that's just amazing. I don't think anyone has ever said to me something like that. You know, like you have it in you to do that. So that was pretty awesome. Thanks, Heather. And then it's really funny, but it was easier for me to tell people I had, like, didn't even know, like strangers, that I was considering doing a prep. Like, I went to some gym when I was at home on vacation, and I was just talking to someone. I was like, yeah, like, I'm thinking of doing a prep, like, doing a show, but I still have a lot of work to do before I can even prep, but, you know, that's my long-term goal. And it just kind of, like, flowed out of me, like, just talking casually. But then, like, telling my family and my mom and like my closest people in my life about it was almost more nerve-wracking. And I don't know why, because my family's not judgmental. My family is amazing and I love them to death. But I guess it's just because it was something that's so out of the ordinary, and the moment I told them about it, like I wanted them to be supportive of it. And I know that my family would be supportive of anything that I did, but I didn't want to tell them and then be like, why are you doing that? That's so ridiculous, you know? Still supporting me, but also mocking me at the same time, which is kind of how our family does things. But I just like wanted them to be 100% on board with me. And I mean, it was silly of me to be nervous to tell them, like they've always been 100% on board with me. But I don't know. I think it's just tougher when you're so close to people, you know, you want them to be happy and you care about their opinions of what you're doing. Whereas with a stranger, I'm like, well, if you think that's a little bit ridiculous, too bad, I don't care. I don't even know who you are really, so whatever. But I value my family's opinion very highly, and so I really wanted them to be on board, and thankfully they were. And, I explained what prep is and stuff to them, more about it. And my mom has always just been someone that, as long as you're happy and you're healthy and you're doing things that fuel you both health wise, but also, psychologically wise and stuff, then as long as you're happy, she's happy. And doing this whole fitness journey and now, working towards hopefully being ready to get on a prep, it's just been something that I never imagined I would do. I never in a million years expected that I would be someone saying, I want to do a competition prep. Like, I was the girl that literally dreaded going to the beach and wearing a bikini, even though, like, I had this whole mentality of, like, I'm not confident wearing this bikini, but I'm going to wear it anyway because you should be happy with your body. And I still believe that you should be happy with your body throughout the entire journey that you're on. You're not going to lose all your weight in one day, so you need to learn to accept yourself throughout the journey. But it's crazy because people closest to me are like, you just look so much happier now, and you can tell that you're so much more comfortable and confident in your own skin. And I was like, I thought I looked like that before. I thought I looked confident before, even though, like, deep down I was not, and I felt uncomfortable all the time. Like, it didn't matter if I was by myself in my bedroom, just like hanging out. I did not feel comfortable. It didn't matter if I was in pajamas or in, a dress to go to a wedding. I did not feel comfortable. There's this, I don't even know how to describe it as a feeling until you experience it yourself. Just feeling like you don't belong and feeling like, I don't even know another word besides uncomfortable, but just feeling like you don't belong in the body that you are. And I felt like that for a long, long time. And I mean, I'm thankful that I don't feel that way anymore. I'm thankful that I can look in the mirror and I can see progress, and I can, see where I have biceps now and where I'm starting to get abs now, and I can really see my hard work paying off. And it's not something I ever thought I'd be capable of doing. Everything was always, well, tomorrow, like, maybe next year will be my year, or, one day. It was never today. And I'm realizing that this video is like the longest video ever, and I'm sorry about that. It's just been a really long time since I've posted anything for you guys. But now that I am done with school for the summer, I am going to be trying to do some more fun things, and my macros are constantly changing, so my meals and different things that I do are always changing up as well, so I'll be sure to post about them. And once again, I'm sorry I look like a mess, but this is kind of just what I look like all the time now. No more, face full of makeup, straight hair, comfortable, nice clothing for her job, Lauren. Just, yoga pants wearing, makeup free, crazy hair, probably sweaty from the gym, Lauren, from now on. So get used to it. And if you made it this far in this video, congratulations. I applaud you because it is way too long. But stick around for next time.